We welcome you to the Ultra Librarian installation video. The goal of this video is to show you how to install our software. You will start with a download, usually ULADI underscore and either a version number, the word reader, or cis.exe. This executable therefore will install either our free reader or our authoring tools that have been paid for. Usually to start us, all you have to do is double click on the executable. It will start an installation process. Let's see, did I not? It is good practice to install this as the administrator. You will have a license to accept, a directory that you'd like to install it to, what you'd like to call the shortcut. Typically, you do not install this these two files. By default, they're not set. You would only install those if you were buying our very best version and you did not have the drivers already installed. You click through accepting all the defaults. We're going to install the software. There will be a moment here at the end where we're going to actually start the software up so that we can set up the security levels. If you're running XP, that's not a requirement, but anything newer than XP will have to start the program up in the middle of the install. As part of the install, we'll be installing some fairly large databases of all of our parts, so you'll have to be patient here. This is installing the Microsoft XML parser. You may have that already installed on your machine. It may skip this step. At this point, we have installed a free reader. You can simply exit the program here. When you say finish, the installation will be done. And in your menu, you should have an Ultra Librarian with a icon that you can start the program up with. Now, we told you at the start of this that it starts many different versions. By default, you get the free version, which loads up a sample library and will show you one part at a time and will export one part at a time. The idea of this tool is you'll come over here and load a part with a BXL extension. You'll select a tool that you'd like to export to. I'm going to select Altium, and you'll export. Now you can export to many different tool sets at the same time. You'll receive instructions on where we exported the file to, what the files are that you'll have received, and detailed instructions on how to use those files. In addition, you see that we have an HTTP internet location where you can look at a visual set of instructions that show you step by step how to import to Altium. If you have purchased the software rather than using the free version, you will want to take this user.dat file that I will provide you. You will want to locate where the installation was on your hard drive, in this case Ultra Librarian, and you'll want to replace the existing one right here that defines this as a free reader with the license that I provide you. Once you do that, you'll see that when we select the Ultra Librarian to run again, it brings up an entirely different screen along with some error messages. Now what these error messages are is the paid versions require certain tools to be installed. One of those is Microsoft Excel, and the other one is a Acrobat reader. So we have brought in a demo library, and this is the same thing as you saw a moment ago, the free reader, except it has the ability to bring in multiple components, and they are represented now by having to click down a few screens rather than going directly to the single component one at a time. I would point out that you could go to Help, Licensing, and you'll notice under this that it will tell you what kind of license it is, permanent or timed. It will show you the license number, which will mate with your hardware typically, and it will show you which tools are licensed and which features are licensed. Certainly you can contact us, or you can get your host ID in preparation for getting a license sent to you. In order to solve the pop-up error message, you'll want to go to Options, Configuration, Setup, and you'll need to locate these two tools, the Acrobat Reader and the Excel Executable, on your computer. So in this case, I'm going to go to the C drive. I believe that my Office is sitting here, and if I scroll down, I'll see Excel. I want to put that in here. On this, I'll go to Acrobat or Adobe. I'll go to the Reader. Under Reader, there's an Acrobat Reader 32. Now we can work with either the free Reader Acrobat version or the full version. The full version will give you some abilities to scrape data off the files that you will not get with the free Reader, but we can work with either one. Once you say OK and close the program, you should find that there's no errors on load. Okay, so comes right up. One of the features we have is that if a newer version is installed in our database as a released version, you will be notified and asked to download it and install it. You don't have to do that, but certainly that is a warning that we give you when we see that happening. This concludes the installation video. If you have questions, I encourage you to look at some of the other videos or contact us through the contact information either in your software or on the website.